Hello everyone and welcome to my channel CA Sayali Thakur. Today we are going to discuss about income tax deductions. When was the last you were surprised about less receipt of your receivable and surprised to know that the amount which you received is less than what you expected? The reason being there was a TDS in your receipt. That means whatever revenue you received was received after deducting the income tax. So how do you know who deducted your tax and how much did the tax was deducted? Today we are going to talk about this and I'm going to guide you how you can, with the help of the income tax website, know your tax deductions and understand many more things in that. So let's get started.
Okay friends, how you know who deducted your income tax? So as I said, 26 AS is the answer. What is 26 AS? It's a tax credit statement. It's an annual statement in which the details of tax credit are maintained for each and every taxpayer. The data is as per the Income Tax Department database. Form 26AS reflects the tax credit against each and every PAN. Is it becoming too technical for you? So let me explain this scenario with an example which will be really helpful to you and you will understand easily what 26AS reflects. Here is an example. For example, we take an example of ABC organization. ABC organization pays you some money or you have provided some services to ABC and they are paying you your service income. ABC organization is a TAN registered company. We should remember that for deducting taxes, the organization should be registered and should have a TAN number. So ABC Corporation, while giving you your money, deducted the tax. You received your income after TDS. So you received the income, there is no, the tax is deducted. The amount which the organization deducts, they that amount or that TDS amount for each and not only for you, for many other people for whom they are deducting the tax, they will deposit that amount in income tax department to the treasury. They will deposit every month, they will deposit, and every quarter they will file a TDS return to inform the income tax department for which all PAN numbers they have deducted the TDS. So after getting the TDS return and getting the data from each and every person, each and every organization, income tax department collects all this data and puts those data for TDS against each and every PAN in their website and you get form 26AS. So all this details, all this data is reflected in 26AS. This way you know or you understand who is deducting tax and how much the tax is deducted. So now you know that the tax deducted or the information related to tax deduction you will get in Form 26As. Now you will ask how and where to view this Form 26As. So there is a guideline. So let's see that what or where this information is received. So perform the following steps to view or download the Form 26AS from the e-filing portal. This is the income tax website where you file your returns. So there only you will get this form. So for getting the information, first you will have to log on to this website. That is log on to the e-filing website www.incometaxindiaefiling.gov.in. Here you will have to put your login credentials, that is your PAN number, your password, and then you will open to your page, home page. There you go to my account menu. there is a menu called My Account. Click to that menu. There you will see View Form 26AS. That is the first one in the list of My Account. Okay. So then you click to View Form 26AS. Then you will be getting a disclaimer. There is a disclaimer window. There you just click the confirm and you will be redirected, or you will be taken to a different website, or which is a site, or which is a page which is called as the TDS-CPC portal. You will be redirected to this portal where you will get the information. In the TDS-CPC portal, there is a acceptance column, or you will have to agree and accept that you are using or you're viewing this data for your own purpose. And so click proceed, and you will have to click on view form 26AS. So after you click on view form 26AS, there a new window will open. There you will get some columns to be filled, like the assessment year, for which assessment year you are looking the data for, and view type. There are different view types. You can view the data in HTML, in text format, or in PDF format. So you just click in which format you want to view the data and click the button, and you will get all the data about your TDS. So I think this will help you to go to form 26A. Now we will see what's in 26AS. You did all the procedure which I told you just now, and you reach to the 26 form, that is 26AS form. And now what's there in 26AS? So what all the details are there? There are certain parts in 26AS. So part A. What is in part A? Part A will give the details of tax deducted at source on the income, like salary income, your pension income, any interest income, or any income from winning from lottery or any horse race or any winnings. The name of the tax deductor who has deducted your tax, the amount of tax deduction, the TAN number of tax deductor, and the amount deposited into the income tax treasury against the tax deducted. So these are the details which will be reflected. Part A1. Here the details of tax deducted at source against Form G and Form 15G and 15H. So if you have submitted 15G and 15H, so you will get the status of TDS against these forms. Form Part A2 will be the details of tax deducted at source on sale of immovable property. This is basically for the seller of property. So if you are seller of property and your buyer, while paying you the amount, has deducted the tax, so the details of those taxes, that is the deductor's name, TAN, and the amount of tax deduction, will be reflected in Part A2. Part B. Here are the details of tax collected at source. Like there is tax deducted at source, there is tax collected at source. Means here nobody is deducting on the income, but it is collected by the seller. That means who is getting the income, he collects the tax on that and he pays to the treasury or to the income tax department. Now, there are certain sellers who have to collect this tax and pay to the income tax department. For example, the seller of scrap, that is a scrap seller, scrap vendor, or the timber merchant or a timber seller of a dedicated forest, liquor seller, tendu leaves. There are certain sellers notified under section 206 of income tax, where you will get the details of who are the sellers who have to collect the tax. So details of those tax collections will be reflected in part B. Part C. Part C is the detail of tax paid other than the TDS and TCS. Now, suppose you yourself have paid certain advance taxes to the income tax, or you have paid certain taxes under self-assessment tax. That is, when you're filing the return or at the end of the year, when you find out while doing the calculation that you have paid less taxes, you have to pay those taxes through self-assessment mode. So if you have paid any those kind of taxes, those will be reflected in part C. Part B, detail of refund paid or paid refunds from the income tax. So here in this section, you will get the details of what all refunds you received during the given year or during the said year, along with the interest amount, if any, was paid to you. Part E is details of AIR transaction. Now these are the transactions wherein the banks or any financial institutions, they have to report to the income tax department of the transaction after of certain high value, or any mutual fund transactions or any corporate bonds which are of very high value, they have to inform those details to the income tax department. So if you are coming under that, so those details will be reflected in part E. Part F is the detail of tax deducted on the sale of immovable property for the buyer of property. Now suppose you are the buyer of the property and you deducted the tax for the payments done. So whatever tax deducted by the buyer are reflected in this section. Part G is the TDS defaults. Now, if you are a TAN holder or you are supposed to deduct taxes and there are certain defaults, that is, you deducted short amount or there was no deductions. So, the interest to be charged to you for the short deductions or for the late deductions or for any defaults will be reflected here. So these are the different parts and in which the information is shared to the taxpayer. So this is the annual information. So for the assessment year which you select, all the details under different parts will be there. Not necessary you will be having details in each and every part, but whatever is related to you or whatever transactions or whatever deductions or whatever information is related to your PAN number will be reflected in those sections. Now there is a surprise. So what all things we just now discussed are related to 26 AS, which is a old version. There is introduction of new 26 AS from 1st June 20. Now you will say, then why I have given you all the information about the old 26 AS. So let me inform you that the main purpose of 26 AS is going to remain same, that is informing you about all your tax deductions. In the new version, there are going to be certain additional informations and informations which will be helpful to you and to the income tax authorities. So let's see what's there in 26 AS new version. So now we'll see what's there in the new 26 AS. New 26 AS is going to be with effect from 1st June 2020. This is governed by a new rule inserted in Income Tax Act, Rule 114I. So, new 26 AS is according to this rule. The earlier version of 26 AS was according to the Rule 31AB. So, 31AB no more exists. Now, 114I will be prevailing and it will be governing 26 AS. So let's see what are the new changes in 26 AS. SFT, that is specified financial transactions. So these will be certain financial transactions will be additionally informed in 26 AS. So what all these will be? For example, like all your transactions, all your cash transactions through your saving bank account, through your current account, all your credit card payments, purchase of shares, debentures, foreign currency, sale and purchase of immovable property, your fixed deposits, your mutual funds. So all these will be informed. There will be certain rules, there will be certain levels. If you are crossing those levels, all those transactions are going to be reflected through SFT. Tax proceeding details. Now earlier in 26 AS you could get the information about your tax deductions, information about your tax refunds. So now additionally there will be details of demands which are pending. So if the assessment is done by the income tax department and they found that you have not paid the correct income tax or you have paid a short income tax, so they will be raising demands. So here you will get the information of those pending demands. That is pending payments or the pending income tax you are supposed to pay and the pending proceedings which are to be completed during the year. So these are now the information relating to your tax assessments and tax proceedings with the income tax department. There will be additionally more information about the taxpayer. Like earlier, the name of the taxpayer, the PAN number. So these were the informations available. Now additionally, there will be the information like the date of birth of the taxpayer, the registered mail ID and registered phone number of the taxpayer. Now this information will help the taxpayer to know about what email ID is registered with the income tax department, what mobile number or what contact number is registered with the income tax department. If the person wants to correct these information, he can do so immediately once he get that information in 26 AS. You got all the details in 26 AS, but you find out after checking the 26 AS report, you found out that there is a mismatch. There is a mismatch in what amount you receive, that is the tax calculation according to your receipts, and the tax deducted information in 26 AS is not matching. So what can be the reasons? So first reason can be the filing of wrong TDS return by your tax deductor. There can be chances that while filing the return, the tax deductor has put some wrong information or he has put your PAN number wrongly. Like if he misses out any single digit in your PAN number, the amount which he is trying to inform will not get reflected in your PAN number. So if he is putting the incorrect PAN number, so there will be a mismatch. If there is an incorrect assessment year by the TDS deductor, so there will be a mismatch. If your TDS deductor has not deposited the tax amount in time to the treasury or to the income tax department, there will be a mismatch. So these are some of the reasons or some of the reasons because of which there will be a mismatch in the amount or the amount you calculate as TDS and the TDS reflecting in 26 years. There can be many other reasons also. It will depend on case to case basis what is the reason. So the first or the solution for this can be that when you find out that there is a mismatch, you approach to the TDS deductor, whoever has deducted your taxes or in which field or in against which TAN number or against which deductor you find this mismatch, you approach to that deductor and inform him about this mismatch and ask him to revise the return. So this is the easiest way and this is the appropriate way to get your tax information or tax deduction information on 26 AS correct. So let me inform you that whatever tax deducted information is reflecting in income tax department through this 26 AS will be only taken as your TDS amount. So while filing the return, if you put any additional amount apart from 26 years, that will not be accepted by the income tax department. Only those amounts which are reflecting in 26 years will be considered as tax deductions for your PAN number, and that amount will only be considered. So it's your duty that if there is any mismatch, you get it corrected before you file the income tax return. So I think this will help you, or it is like before you file the return, the data is corrected and you file a correct return.
So friends, this was Form 26AS and the variety of information which it provides to all the taxpayers. This is one of the reports which is to be followed or which is to be checked by each and every taxpayer. And with the introduction of the new version of 26AS, it becomes really very important, or it helps us to understand what all transactions are being recorded or registered with the income tax department, and it helps us, or it guides us, or it notifies us that we should include all those incomes in our income tax return, so that there are less chances of you getting any unwanted demands or any unwanted notices from the income tax department. So I feel you will start using 26AS for your next income tax return filings, and be prepared for the income tax assessment. So wish you all the best, and please keep watching my videos, and if you like my videos, please like, share and subscribe. Until my next video, please take care, stay healthy and stay happy.